Just had Kevin Cork brilliantly sort of lay out the planned festivities there, looking back at 60 years since the first March on Washington. It ended up being then a peaceful event. There was so much worry about security, and not too far away in the Oval Office, John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert F. Kennedy were closely monitoring to see if any trouble could be caused. All for naught. There was none of that. There was an inspirational speech you might have heard from Martin Luther King. The technical 60th anniversary of that one is on Monday. Alveda King here looking back at all of it today. Of course, she, best-selling author, also the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King, Fox News contributor, kind enough to join us. Alveda, very good to see you. How you doing?
Hi, Neil, and it's wonderful to see you always, and I'm glad to join you at this time, so hi.
Hi, indeed. I always mention this, and you and I joke that might be division within the King family and politics and all of that. I do the same with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., many of his own family members not too keen on his presidential run. Having said all of that, when you break bread, you don't break each other's chops. Everyone gets along. Who wouldn't get along with you, Alveda? But I guess I want to step back from that and get your sense of how we are all getting along as a nation 60 years after this famous gathering.
I think my family, and that's the King family legacy. Of course, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but my dad, Reverend A.D. King, my granddaddy, Daddy King, all the men and women of our family. And we do this, we did it in the 1960s, we do it today. When we do not agree in having different perspectives sometimes, we still love each other. And that's very important. And Neil, I'm really disturbed sometimes about all the arguing and the fighting and the fussing when we don't agree. We should do what Martin Luther King Jr. said. He did not say it in the I Have a Dream speech, I don't think. But he said, we must learn to live together as brothers, and I added sisters, or perish together as fools. And we can certainly do that, and we practice that in our family.
You know, Alveda, I just wonder, remembering your uncle and certainly your own dad, A.D. King, what changed after that weekend? Obviously, your uncle's speech indelibly went into the American imprint. Everyone remembered it, and it was soon quoted, as it has been to this very day, every year. And I'm wondering what changed in your own family. You were little. I'm just curious, though, how things were altered.
Well, I wasn't a little girl, I was a teenage girl, and I got married in 1969, by the way. So actually, I did not attend the march. My parents did, A.D. and Naomi King. I attended a few months later a children's march. So I was already a youth organizer in the 60s, marching. I even went to jail for fair housing. But this is what changed, Neil. That movement was founded in God, in the Christian church. Most of the meetings occurred in churches, prayer meetings, strategy meetings. It was led by Baptist preachers and other denominations, even the Catholics, Presbyterian, sometimes even the Muslims, certainly the Jews, came together with a love for God, a fear of God. So what left the movement over the next few years was that love and fear of God coming together as brothers and sisters. I believe we're back. I attend so many prayer meetings and prayer calls nowadays over everything that's happening in America. Without that prayer, and Martin Luther King's message came out of the Bible, but it has to be taught in every generation, every decade, and on every platform. And so, you know, Long Hot Summer, I produced some positive songs. I've been in the studio with songs and music videos, for instance. So we have to counter evil with good, Neil. And so when we disagree, we're not supposed to hate each other. That's the thing that we're missing.
You know, though, Alveda, what's remarkable about you, you know, obviously Martin Luther King was assassinated. Your own father died under questionable circumstances. I believe your mother at the time had said, there's no doubt in my mind that the system killed my husband.
She said it.
And I wonder, looking at all your experiences and the threats that developed over the years,
well,
why no bitterness?
My own grandmother, Neil, don't forget my grandmother playing the organ at church, and she was shot.
That's
so
right.
Go ahead with your question.
No, it was just that. No bitterness from you, no anger from you.
Yeah, just love, forgiveness. I have to forgive it's not easy because I have a very, very bad temper, actually. And when I can't, I say, God help me, I can't forgive. I'm angry, I'm mad. And so when that happens, I honestly pray. I tell you the truth, I do. And then I repent. America needs to repent. We all need to repent. Well, I'll repent if you repent. No, just repent. Good Lord.
You know, you're a class act of it. You could never be a good Italian. I mean, no, we get angry about everything, Alveda, and we hold grudges very long. We forget what the grudges are about. But yeah. Alveda, thank you. All these years talking to you. Have a wonderful weekend and a safe weekend. Continued good health, my friend.
You too.
Calm presence, and the family stays together. Everyone still celebrates Thanksgiving together like they do in the Kennedy family. It is possible. But we live in crazy times, don't we?